All right. Thank you very much for having me. So today we're going to be talking about Torticollis and Plagiocephaly. There's going to be many of you that have seen it.
Been on the rise in our population recently. It's a significant portion of what I do every day. I would say it makes up currently about 80 to 90% of my current caseload. Okay, so Torticollis, these babies are shocked. Torticollis traditionally is a really old diagnosis, and it means twisted neck. Historically, it was a spasm of a specific muscle, the SCM, and so I'm kind of going to bounce back and forth between using Torticollis and positional asymmetry because I feel that the Torticollis that we're seeing the most prevalent today is a different brand than what we have seen in the past. Historically, we didn't really know why kids got Torticollis, but recently we're leaning towards believing that it's more from in utero positioning, especially those last 6 weeks of gestation. There's not much room. And then some question marks filling the air with facial asymmetry related to that second stage of labor, forceps, delivery, birth trauma, possibly contributing, although the research is weakening that hypothesis. But current literature suggests at least, and this is kind of old data now, at least 1 in 6 infants has some sort of positional asymmetry or Torticollis. That's a lot. I think it's probably, we're getting 2020 data here soon, and I think we're going to see it closer to like 1 in 5, if not 1 in 4. The reason I don't like calling it Torticollis is because it's not so much a spasm of a specific muscle anymore. This picture here shows a classic ATNR reflex. Newborns are all driven by a lot of reflexes, as we all know. So when babies have a positional preference to look to one side, which is kind of the classic sign for any Torticollis positional asymmetry, you can see that it drives an entire kinetic chain reaction down their whole body. What happens when a kid stays in this position, like parents start noticing that they only like turning to the right, you can see that it really impacts not only their head and neck, it impacts their shoulders, how they're moving their arms, how their rib cage and weight is shifted, their pelvis positioning, as well as their legs kicking, and all the way really down to their toe and foot position. I think this is a really important concept to get because we notice the head and neck, but me as a PT and my colleagues, we treat not only the head and neck, but the entire body. So I feel like I'm overemphasizing, but this is not just a head and neck asymmetry. Why is there a rise in Torticollis? We're not completely sure, but there is a very high correlation with the introduction of back to sleep. Back to sleep, now infants are spending about 18 hours a day as a newborn on their backs, where before they were spending that 18 hours a day on their tummies. So if you think about it, in order to breathe, when we were laying infants on their stomachs, they had to move out of those positional preferences that they found in utero and clear their head, stretch their body, work a little differently against gravity. Now we put babies on their backs to sleep and they breathe easy peasy, which big fan, but their bodies aren't quite ready for gravity. And so that gravity overcomes them and they're trying to find that position of comfort in utero. And that's where they kind of overcome by gravity and stay in that one position. So we introduced back to sleep, and then at the same time, technology came out with these fancy car seats that clip in and out. They clip into the stroller. Parents got busier. More and more parents are both working. So we came out with the lovely devices such as the rock and play, the bouncer seat, the swing, the mamaroo, the boppy lounger. So there's all these containers that we're putting babies in because we're so terrified of letting them sleep on their tummies that we're just going to have them lounge all day on their backs. I always joke that my dad does the same thing. Like the recliners are the same thing.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. To continue, please log in or create an account for free. Thank you for your support.